Hi everybody. I have had a topic that has just been burning a hole in my head for a while, a couple days now, and I wanted to take the time to sort of get it off my chest and talk about this just a little bit, because I have a feeling that a lot of you can identify with some of the things that I'm going to be talking about in this little blog. Have you ever heard the expression, they march to the beat of their own drum? That's sort of what this conversation is going to be about. Currently, I'm feeling a lot happier about who I am, how I express myself, and all of that. And I've gone through a lot of changes and acceptance and things to get to this point. I've still got a little ways to go when it comes to body image, and those are issues that I've already talked about in some of my other videos. But when it comes to what I want people to see when they get to know me, my personality, and then of course the reflection of, you know, the look, the expression of hair color and the makeup and the clothes and all of those sorts of things, the aesthetic of who I am, has been something that's been a work in progress for a little while. And just like with everybody, I'm sure that that will go through changes and, you know, and alterations. But what I really want to sort of talk about is how I got to this place. It's been a long journey for me. I've come from a place of extreme shyness, trauma, and confusion, and not understanding myself. I watched a home movie, like a video from many years back. This is at a time when my children were small. It was during the holidays. My family was there. It was Christmas Day, and my kids are all opening presents. Family's all, you know, around, and I didn't recognize the person that I saw in that video. It took me a minute, and I had to really take myself back, remember what that felt like as I was watching this video, and also coming to the realization that I didn't like that person. I wasn't happy. That was not me. It was at the time, but it was a very uncomfortable me, a me that knew that there was more to who I was and not being able to get there. And if any of you have been in that place where you just feel like you don't fit in anywhere, it's an unsettling feeling, of course, and it's difficult to sort of figure out who that is. When you're in the moment, if you knew, you'd do that. But a lot of us go through a process to get where we want to get. Now, if I go back farther than that point in time, there was a time where I was very comfortable and kind of knew who I was at that. I was a lot younger, didn't have a lot of the trauma and things that I had gone through at that point, and had this sort of freedom about me. Just this expression, and I don't want to use the word uncaring, but just not so concerned with what everyone around me thought. Just wanted to be me, and I let that out, and I was happy. It was fun. My friends and I, we lived for the moment. And you know, when you're young and you don't have all the heavy responsibilities and different things that have gone on, then, you know, you're a little more able to kind of do that. There is trauma. There are things that have happened. At the time that I watched this video, or had recorded this video rather, I had gone through my divorce. I had all of my children, and I was a single mom, and I was also in my first year of college trying to rebuild my life. And that whole process took a while. Starting college was really the beginning of the path of learning who I was and becoming, well, who I am now. In addition to watching the home movie and seeing myself in this state where I was exhausted and sad and alone and confused, my day-to-day was taking care of everyone else. I didn't take care of me at all. There wasn't time. I had to focus, feet in front of the other. Going to school helped me focus on me a little bit more, manage things and all of that. But I still was afraid of what people thought of me, what they would say about me if I let that self-expression come out. The first time that I felt like me was because I was able to change my hair color for a performance that I was in. I was the villain in a performance that we did of Gilbert and Sullivan's The Mikado. I was Kadisha, still one of my favorite roles that I've played. Our director wanted my hair to be flaming red. He had this vision, and he was going to order a wig. And I stopped him and I said, why don't I just color my hair red? I'm okay with that. Basically, that was my in. That was my way of being able to do something drastic and change my hair, or something I'd always wanted to do and never had the guts to do. Well, now I had an excuse. I could say it was for the production and everybody was going to be okay with it because it was, the dramatic arts. We bleached it, Manic Panic Vampire Red, and it was as red as red gets. It was wonderful. I was so excited. And my job at the time, I worked in the union down in the food court, said, you can't come to work looking like that. Basically, I wasn't able to work, and the rebel in me was like, well, okay, that's the way it's going to be. That's the way it's going to be. So I ended up having to take, I guess, a leave of absence. Now at that time I wanted to keep my hair that color. It didn't end up working out that way. I ended up switching it back. Red is quite a lot of maintenance, and at that time I wasn't prepared to do that. And went to the salon and we got it colored. It was auburn. It was the closest I, got to after that point. This is all right around the time that I met Vio, actually. And it was that girl with the red hair who was coming out of that shell in that moment that he was drawn to. He saw that red hair from across the room, and I'll let him tell that story sometime. But I remember seeing him and he saw me, and, little firework kind of thing going on there. Sweet story. But for a moment, the flicker of who I was got to come out. And when I was in that production, it was amazing. And I could be me. That villain on the stage, that was me. It was fantastic. Well, fast forward a little bit, got a little more adventurous, basically like dunking your foot in the water a little bit. The looks from my mom or the looks from the people around me, and there's so much of that goes on, and I'm glad to see that it's not as common. It's becoming much more accepted. Bright hair colors, makeup, tattoos, piercings. I am lucky. I have a job that allows the freedom of self-expression in these ways that maybe a few of the people in the office were a little nervous, but once they got to know me, I think that most of that went away. Maybe you're not in a situation where you can just go full in. Maybe you need to dip your toe in the water just a little bit. But maybe just being aware that that's what's happening and that you're kind of figuring it out. It's okay to do that. It's okay to take your time. It's also okay to jump right in if that's, what is you. I watched someone that I follow on TikTok. He had gotten some feedback and he came on and did sort of a PSA. You could tell it was kind of late. It was on his mind. He'd always been told by family and some friends that he was too much, that he's always being silly, a goofball. And he toned it down and didn't allow that part of him to come out because he felt like it was just too extra for people to be able to handle. Well, maybe it is too extra for some people to handle, but honestly, that's their problem, not his. And when he realized that and he allowed himself to be who he was, everything suddenly changes. If people don't understand you and they don't get, and they don't want to be a part of that, that's okay. They don't have to be. But you don't have to change who you are to fit into that box for them. It's not about them. It's about you and you getting to be who you are. So Take that time, learn, try some things out. You'll figure it out. I guess the moral of the story is it's never too late. You can always be on that search of self-discovery and figuring out who you are. I don't think my journey's over yet. I'm still figuring things out. I'll probably be figuring things out until I'm 150. And don't be afraid to be you. Unapologetically. Click that subscribe button if you are so inclined. Notification bell if you want to get notified when the videos come in. Definitely don't forget to click the like button and leave me some comments. Tell me your stories. I want to hear from you guys. Tell me your journey for self-discovery, what you've learned. Maybe you're still trying to figure it out and you need some advice. I want to hear from you. Let me know what's going on. Love you guys, and I will see you on the flip side. Later. Shoot, guys, I almost completely forgot. I got a tattoo this week. I wanted to show you. So, friend Uriel put this together for me and designed it. It is absolutely perfection. I couldn't have asked for anything better. Catch you guys later. Bye.